Here on page 35, we have one of the great ongoing debates of the Jewish tradition. Tana Rabbanan, the sages say, "V'safta deganecha," you shall gather your grain. That's the quote from the verse. Ma Talmud Lema, what does this come to teach us? Lefi shenema, because it's stated, Lo yomush sefer Torah hazeh mipicha. This Torah shall not depart from your mouths, and you shall contemplate in it day and night. Joshua 1:8. One of the lines that Uriel tests Sohu on in the great web series novel Unsong by Scott Alexander. Joshua 1:8. This Torah shall not depart from your mouths, and you shall contemplate in it day and night. So why are we taught, and you shall gather your grain? Because it is stated, this Torah shall not depart from your mouths. Lo yamush sefer Torah hazeh mipicha. Yachol devarim tichtavan. I could have thought it would be possible to think that it's as it's written, that one is literally to spend all one's time in Torah and never do anything else. Talmud Lema, therefore it comes to teach us, v'safta deganecha, and you shall gather in your grain. Hanheg bohen minhag derech eretz. Assume in this, the custom in this, the custom is the way of the world. Divrei Rabbi Shmuel. So it's assumed. So therefore, because of a verse in Joshua said, "You shall spend your the Torah shall not depart from your mouth." You might have thought, "I'll do nothing else but that." And so another verse says, "And you shall gather your grain," teaching you that you actually have to do the work of agriculture, do what's necessary to sustain yourselves. All right. Now here comes Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, the great mystic of the rabbinic tradition. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Omer, Rabbi Shimon, son of Yochai, says, "Efshar Adam choresh b'shas cherisha." It's possible that a man plows in the plowing season, v'zoreah b'shas zoriah, and sows in the sowing season, v'kotzer b'shas katsira, and threshes in the threshing season, v'dash b'shas tisha, and winnows in the windy season. And I've mixed this up. If Adam choresh b'shas cherisha, he plows in the plowing season, v'zoreah b'shas zoriah, and sows in the sowing season, v'kotzer b'shas katsira, and harvests in the harvest season, v'dash b'shas tisha, and threshes in the threshing season, v'zoreah b'shas haruach, and winnows in the windy season. Torah mateh aleh. His Torah, what will become upon it? If he busies himself in all these deeds, when is he ever going to learn Torah? Ella, rather, bisman she'Yisrael oisin ritzonei shamakim, in the time that Israel does the will of the place, which is a name of God, the place. Melachton naseh al yedei acherim, their work will be performed for them by others. Shenema, v'omdu zorim v'ro v'tzonchem, and strangers will arise and watch your flocks and shepherd your flocks. V'gomer, and so on. It's a verse from Isaiah, and strangers will stand and feed your flocks, and foreigners will be your plowmen and your vine dressers. It's a messianic vision. We won't need to busy ourselves with such matters. We'll perform our sacred tasks, and these things will be taken care of. Ufisman, so that's in times when we do the will of God. Ufisman she'ein Yisrael oisin ritzonei shamakim, and in the time that Israel does not do the will of their Father in heaven, God forbid. Malachton naseis al yedei atzmon, their work is performed by themselves. Shenema, as it says, v'asafta deganecha, and you shall have in your grain. V'loyed, and not only this, moreover, elo shemeleches acherim nasei al yadan, and the work of others will be done by their hands. Shenema v'vadata es avecha v'gomer. as it states, and you shall serve your enemy whom God shall send against you in hunger and thirst and nakedness and in want of all things. So to recap, Rabbi Shmuel saying that
Hello.
hold on 1 moment. So to recap, we have the opinion of the sages that say that we're specifically taught to gather in our grain because otherwise we might think that you can just busy yourself with Torah and not do the work, the physical work of the world. And then we have Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai coming and saying, no, well, actually the way of things is if you really do, if you really serve your Father in heaven properly, if we as a nation maybe serve our Father in heaven properly, then our work will be taken care of. We just have to do the right thing. Stuff moves. And then in sort of summary of this dispute, Abaya said, Amar Abaya, Harbe asu Rabbi Shmuel. Many have done, as Rabbi Shmuel says, this Torah and grain gathering. Harbe asu Rabbi Shmuel, va'olsa biyadam, and success was in their hands. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, those who have done as Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai says, just in Torah, v'lo olsa biyadam, and success was not in their hands. Amar lahu Rava l'Rabbanan. So Rava says to the sages, b'matusa minachu. I implore you, I beg you, b'yoymei Nisan and b'yoymei Tishrei loi tischazu kamai. In the month of Nisan and the month of Tishrei, don't appear before me. Ki heichi deloi titardu b'mizoi nachu kula shato. Go get all your work done, your agricultural work in those crucial months, so that you won't be preoccupied with your sustenance all year. Interestingly, both Nisan and Tishrei have harvest festivals in them, so times when people go to the temple. So there's already this sort of you do your harvest and then you go on your harvest pilgrimage, and after that you probably don't have enough time to go to see Rava, to go to his study hall. So get your pilgrimage done, get your harvest done, and leave, and just make sure you get all your work done, so that so you won't be preoccupied with your sustenance all year. Actually, was the pilgrimage still happening on Rava's day? This I don't know. Okay, a question. And finally, in a sort of in a final meta summary, if you like, we've had the point made by Rabbi Shmuel. We've had the counterpoint made by Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. Abaya's sided very strongly for Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. We seem to have Rav himself siding for Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. And so we have the thesis, we have the antithesis. Antithesis seems to be quite knocked out. Here's the synthesis. Rabbi Bar Chana says, Rabbi Yochanan says, in the name of Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Rabbi Bar Chana, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elia. Says Rabbi Bar Chana, says that Rabbi Yochanan says, in the name of Rabbi Yehuda, the son of Rabbi Elia. Ba'urei, come and see, Shaloi kedoros harishonim, doros hachorenim, that not as the early generations, the late generations. Doros harishonim, the early generations, asu teirason, keva, they did their Torah in a fixed way. Umlachton arai, and their malacha, their work in an occasional way. Zoi niskaimo biadan. This and this was established in their hand, meaning both were successful. Their regular fixed Torah study and their occasional work, both were successful. Doros hacharonim she'osu malachton keva v'serosan araya. The later generations that made their work, their livelihood fixed, and their Torah occasional. Zoi v'zoi lo niskayoma bayadan. This and this were not established in the hand, neither successful for them. So the synthesis of those two cases is yeah, one can't neglect his work and just do Torah, but his Torah should be primary and his work secondary, and God willing, he should be successful in both, and God willing, we should be successful in both. Many brachos.